turi kuva mu buryo tujya mu bundi turaza no gusubiza amaso inyuma tuze kureba uko ku munsi w'ejo byari byifashe ubwo hatangizwaga iserukiramuco rya Giant of Africa 2023 ryirimo no kwizihiza imyaka 20 uyu muryango umaze ubaye. Ariko munyemereremo ikaze kandi Dani Kirenga umutoza wa basket umeze neza. Umeze neza. Nari mbivuzeho gato ko tugiye gusubiza amaso inyuma tukareba uko uyu muhango ku munsi w'ejo wagenze. Byagenze bite? Ubutumwa bwatangiwe cyane cyane bwatanzwe n'umukuru w'igihugu cy'u Rwanda nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika y'u Rwanda nubuhe. Ubundi twe tugaruke tuganira kuri iki gikorwa muri rusange kigiye kuba mu kanya gatoya.
Umukuru w'igihugu yabigarutseho ubwo yitabiraga ibirori byo kwizihiza imyaka 20 umuryango Giants of Africa umaze ushinzwe.
Rwanda, I love you, Rwanda.
Masai Ujiri washinze uyu muryango ashimangira ko urubyiruko ari rwo rufite mu biganza ahazaza h'umugabane wa Afrika.
Like His Excellency, we always talk about the next 20 years. We always talk about the future. And that's what we're looking at right here. This youth right here are the future of Africa. Yes.
Perezida wa Repubulika Paul Kagame yibukije urubyiruko kutemera gora rwibutswa ahubwo icyo ari cyo gihe cyo kuba ibihangange kandi bizava mu mahitamo bagomba gukora.
We don't need to keep being reminded. We should know it, embrace it and be.
Nidukeneye guhora twibutswa. Tugomba kubimenya, tukabizirikana kandi tukabibihangange turi byo. Ari nabyo tugomba kuba byo. Murabizi igitekerezo cyo kuba igihangange muri buri kimwe ni ngombwa ko habaho guhitamo. Ufite guhitamo kandi ufite no gukora ayo mahitamo.
It's a matter of choice. You've got to decide. You've got to make that choice.
Perezida wa Repubulika yasabye urubyiruko kuba umwe nk'abanyafrika kandi ko bagomba kwiyumvamo ubushobozi bwo kugera ku byo bifuza.
We should grow. We should work with each other. We should work together to fulfill this dream.
Tugomba gukura. Tugomba gukoranira no gukorana kugira ngo tugere ku nzozi zacu. Masai Ujiri yavuze ko ari umunyanigeria, ari umunyakenya, akaba n'umunyarwanda.
He's Nigerian, he's Kenyan, he's Rwandese, I was born here. I grew up in Uganda. My wife was born in Burundi.
Nanjye reka mbabwire ibyanjye. Navukiye hano, nkurira muri Uganda. Umugore wanjye yavukiye i Burundi, duhurira muri Kenya, none turi hano. Rero abanyafurika nuko turi abavandimwe. Uri njye, ndi wowe.
That's who we are. We are brothers, we are sisters. We are each other. I am you, you are me.
Kwizihiza imyaka 20 umuryango Giants of Africa umaze ushinzwe byahuranye no gutangiza iserukiramuco rizamara iminsi 7 aho urubyiruko rurenga 150 ruturutse hirya no hino ku mugabane wa Afrika bazahabwa imyitozo yo ku rwego rwo hejuru n'inzobere mu mukino wa basketball hagamijwe kubakarishya muri uyu mukino mu rwego rwo kwegereza urubyiruko ibikorwa remezo by'umukino wa basketball. Kandi kuri iki cyumweru umuyobozi mukuru wa Giants of Africa ari kumwe na Minisitiri wa Siporo Aurore Mimoza Munyangaju bafunguye ku mugaragaro ikibuga cy'uyu mukino mu karere ka Rwamagana. Fiston Felix Abineza i Kigali.
Akoze cyane Fiston Felix kongera kudusubiza inyuma tukareba uko ibirori byo ku munsi w'ejo byari bimeze. Byari birimo n'umuziki nabonye Diamond yarasusurikije abantu, ariko twinjire ku gikorwa cy'uyu munsi. Ni igikorwa nyuma yuko Masai Ujiri atangirije bino bikorwa muri Nigeria hakomoka mu gace ka Zaria, n'ubundi yaje kwagura imipaka ndetse leta y'u Rwanda imuha ubutaka. Ubwo butaka akaba agomba kububyaza umusaruro cyane cyane binyuze muri ibi bikorwa remezo yagiye yubaka, hari no guteza imbere uyu mukino wa basketball. Ndetse ni igikorwa navuga ko kije benshi batekereza ko ni igikorwa cyari gikenewe kubera ko BK Arena ikeneye ibindi bikorwa remezo biyunganira kugira ngo uyu mukino wa basketball ikomeze gutera imbere.
Birumvikana ubivuze neza, byumvikane neza, ni igikorwa, ni inyubako, ni igikorwa remezo kiza giherekeza inyubako ya arena dusanzwe dufite, ariko nk'uko umuntu wese yabyumva, ntabwo development, guteza imbere basketball byakorerwa mu kibuga gikorerwamo competition. Nta hantu biba ku isi. Ni ukuvuga ngo ni igikorwa remezo, ni ikibuga kigomba guherekezwa n'ibindi bibuga, ariko biri muri wa murongo wo gukora development cyangwa se kubaka no kuzamura impano duhereye hasi. Masai mu ijambo rye avuga ejo, guhabwa ubu butaka binumvikane neza no ku baturage n'abantu bari kutwumva aka kanya. Iki ni igikorwa kije gikurikira ibindi bikorwa biri mu murongo wo gushimangira politiki yo guteza imbere umukino wa basketball mu Rwanda, ariko no muri Afurika muri rusange. Ni igikorwa remezo cyangwa se ni ibikorwa remezo biri kubakwa, bigiye kubakwa mu Rwanda, ariko mu nyungu z'Abanyafurika, byumvikane neza.
Yego, kuko
n'umukuru w'igihugu yabivuze,
mu Rwanda hari abana barenga ibihumbi, ariko muri bo 250 bakomoka mu bihugu 16 ni abakinnyi b'uyu mukino wa basketball. Ni
icyo ngicyo. N'umuntu wumva ngo bahaye Masai Ujiri ubutaka, byumvikane neza, ntago bamuhaye ubutaka bwo guterura ngo ajyane iwabo muri Nigeria, cyangwa abujyane muri Canada aho akorera, cyangwa muri Amerika aho yabaye.
Yego.
Masai, Leta y'u Rwanda yamuhaye ubutaka kugira ngo bubyaze umusaruro mu nyungu z'urubyiruko rw'Abanyarwanda, mu nyungu z'urubyiruko rwa Afurika. Kandi ibi ngibi Masai kugira ngo nawe akomeze no kugira icyo cyizere, ndakeka ko imvugo ye ku munsi w'ejo tumaze no kurikurikira muri no nkuru irimo ibyishimo, harimo imbamutima. Ni umuntu mu by'ukuri wamaze kwizera ko ari gukorana n'abanyapolitiki, abita the leaders, political leaders, abanyapolitiki, ariko bumva kandi bagaha agaciro icyerekezo, bagaha n'umwanya siporo mu buzima n'iterambere ry'ibihugu byabo, by'umwihariko u Rwanda. Ikintu gihari rero, yavuze ko 2019 ubwo nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika bahuriraga muri umwe mu mikino ya basketball muri Canada, muri All-Star Game, ati yabonye umukuru w'igihugu yicaye, yafashe akanya acecetse, atuje, ari kureba inyubako, ari kureba igikorwa remezo. Perezida wa Repubulika aramubaza ati, se kugira ngo ikintu nk'iki ngiki cyubakwe bisaba iki? Masai Ujiri ajya muri detail nk'umuyobozi wa ekipe ya basketball franchise ya Toronto, ajya muri detail, aramubwira, ariko mu mutima ahantu akavuga ati, se umunyapolitiki uri kumbaza ibi bintu koko nuko ari kubireba cyangwa hari ahantu? Ariko akavuga ati, uburyo yaratuje, uburyo yafashe akanya ndi kumureba ari wenyine yacecetse, byambwiye ikintu. Ariko hagati y'umunsi umukuru w'igihugu yamubajije icyo kintu, hakiyemo amezi 12, n'ejo yabigarutseho mu mvugo ye. Amezi 12 abona arena.
Ubwo ni igihe cy'umwaka.
Igihe cy'umwaka. Birakwereka ko rero
ntabwo ibitekerezo
byatinze. Ahubwo Masai hari ikintu atarazi, imvugo niyo ngiro. Yaje kubimenya rero ko umuntu bawuganiraga.
Hari ushobora kwibaza wenda ku ruhande rw'abatoza nka Dani ndetse n'ibi bikorwa remezo, kuri mwebwe iyo wenda mubonye ibikorwa remezo nk'ibi ngibi, kubaka ibibuga, ku munsi w'ejo uziko banatashye n'ubundi ikibuga hariya mu Gahozo i Rwamagana, ibibuga bigeze kuri 2, nk'abatoza niki biba bigiye gufasha cyane cyane mu kazi kanyu ka buri munsi, niki bivuze kubaka ibikorwa remezo nk'ibi ngibi cyane cyane ibibuga?
Murakoze. Icyo navuga nuko generation y'ubu, abakinnyi dufite ubu bafite amahirwe cyane, kuko dufite president ukunda sport, tuyobora neza, turabizi. Ubu ngiye mu mateka gato, nakubwira ukuntu ngiye nakiri muri championnat, dufite ikibuga kimwe cya Petit Stade, twumva ko dufite terrain nziza. Ariko nyuma y'uko Masai Ujiri amaze kugirana ibiganiro na president wacu, murabona evolution, murabona alimo Claire Afrique, alimo bien sûr Arena, ni tugiye bagiye gufungura. So evolution biragaragara n'amaso, ahubwo bya bibuga bya matera dufite tuzabibyaza umusaruro, kuko hari n'abatoza b'abahanga bavuye muri Amerika bazamara icyumweru hano badufasha abana bacu. So ntabwo ari gusa terrain, ariko ahubwo Masaoje yaduhaye na possibilité yo guhura n'abastar bakoca bazwi badufasha muri basket.
Kuri mwe nk'abatoza muri iki gihe kiba ari igihe kimeze gute? Kiba ari igihe gisanzwe cyangwa kiba ari igihe kidasanzwe?
No, ni exceptionnel, kuko murebye n'ama match yose mubona aba ball ari abantu bahuguga abaho mbere y'ama match. Donc tukaba dufite formation baratwigisha nkatwe twihugurwa, hari n'abandi bajya muri États-Unis bakakora ama formation. So ni ikintu cyiza kandi kumba kuba consistent, donc bizakomeza.
Edi, kuba bifite isano wenda naho akomoka muri iki cyanya cy'ibikorwa remezo bizaba n'ubundi bifite siporo zitandukanye, twakunda kujya tuvuga ko hari ibikorwa remezo ariko usanga nyine hari bajya bakunda kubyita wenda ngo complex. Hari arena, hari stade Amahoro, hagiye kuza ibibuga nk'ibi ngibi byinshi bitandukanye. Wenda mu buryo navuga bwa siporo hari impinduka zitezwe byanze bikunze, cyane cyane mu myaka iri imbere, bitewe n'ibi bikorwa remezo turi kubona bijyanye na resultat, kuko akenshi ndavuga umusaruro muri siporo, reka wenda bariho tunagarukaho cyane. Nibyo birakorwa ibyo bikorwa remezo, ariko umusaruro mu kibuga none nawe twitege kuzaba mwiza nk'uko ibikorwa remezo nabyo biri kuba byiza kurushaho.
Birumvikana ibintu byose bijyana n'icyo bita political will, ubushake bwa politiki, nibwo burema, nibwo bukora ibintu byose mu gihugu runaka, ku mugabane runaka, ndetse no ku isi muri rusange. Abantu babyumve neza, ntabwo stade Amahoro iri kubakwa uyu munsi nishaka ibifite umwanya 100,000. Ntabwo BK Arena ariho bazubakira umukinnyi w'ejo hazaza. Ntabwo abakinnyi beza baba forme muri Madison Square Garden, ntabwo baba forme muri za Staples Center ya Lakers, ntabwo baba forme muri izi court, muri izi arena zikomeye ku isi. Baba forme hasi ku mashuri, baba forme muri za college, baba forme mu makipe yo hasi. Byumvikane rero, ibi bibuga bitoya biri kugenda byubakwa nibyo bizarema za mpano baba stari bazaza gucana no kumurikira Kigali Arena, wenda n'izindi arena.
Niho hazava ibihangange,
niho hazava ibihangange.
Wenda munyemerere tubanze tujye kuri aho n'ubundi kuri site neza aho iki gikorwa kigiye kubera, aho bagiye gushyira ibuye fatizo ahazubakwa iki kibuga cya Zaria. Ni ikibuga bitegerejwe ko kizataha umwaka wa 2025. Hari ibikorwa byinshi bitegerejwe muri uyu mwaka, harimo na shampiyona y'isi y'amagare izabera mu Rwanda. Ariko muri make reka nakire Sam Kalisa. Waramutse neza, umeze neza?
Waramutse neza Olivier na Sabiti ndetse n'abatumirwa.
Yego, aho uri n'iki gihari gishyashya wadusangiza muri iki gitondo?
Urakoze cyane Olivier. Ahangaha i Remera hafi na stade Amahoro, hafi na BK Arena, nkuko mwari mumaze kubivuga, mu kanya gato hagiye gushyirwa ibuye ry'ifatizo ahazubakwa Zaria Court. Ni ikibuga cya basketball, ariko kitari basketball gusa, ahubwo gihuje n'ibindi bikorwa bitandukanye. Harimo n'ikibuga cya tennis, harimo n'ikibuga cya handball, ariko si ibyo gusa, si ibibuga gusa, gukina gusa, ahubwo hazaba hari a complex court nkuko bavuze mu rurimi rw'icyongereza, cyangwa se ni igikorwa gihuje ibindi bikorwa bitandukanye. Birimo hoteli ifite ibyumba bigera kuri 80 izubakwa hano, harimo aho kuruhukira cyangwa se naho kwidagadurira muri rusange, harimo aho gukorera, harimo ibikorwa by'ubucuruzi bitandukanye bizakorerwa hano, cyane cyane bireba iterambere ry'aba y'abagore ndetse n'urubyiruko muri rusange. Rero birenze cyane ku kuba byaba ikibuga cy'umukino wa basketball gusa, ahubwo ni igikorwa kigari gihuje n'ibindi bikorwa byinshi by'imyidagaduro, by'imikino ndetse n'iterambere rya basketball muri rusange, ariko binareba n'ubundi n'iterambere muri rusange. Murabyibuka ejo Masai Ujiri avuga ati kimwe mu bintu bitureba cyangwa se mu bituraje ishinga harimo n'iterambere ry'abagore muri rusange. Ahangaha kuri hafi na BK Arena ahahoze icyicaro cya RBC, mu bikorwa birimo kubakwa harimo ibikorwa bizajya bikorerwamo ubucuruzi n'abagore. Byumvikanisha yuko rero iki gikorwa kirenze cyane, cyangwa se atari kuvuga gusa ngo n'umukino no guteza imbere umukino wa basketball, ahubwo n'ibindi bikorwa bitandukanye bizajya bikorerwa hano, byose muri rusange bizagenda bifasha abakiri bato by'umwihariko urubyiruko kugira ngo baze hano bahatereze imbere impano zabo, bahatorezwe basketball ndetse n'indi mikino, ariko atari n'ibyo gusa, ahubwo n'ibyo bikorwa bindi by'iterambere n'ubucuruzi bizagenda bikorerwa hano. Olivier,
yego Sam, reka wenda mbe ngushimiye, ariko turaza kugarukana nawe mu kanya, ariko ngaruke muri studio. Edi agarutse ku gikorwa remezo ariko gishyira imbere noneho umugore muri sport no mu bindi bikorwa bitandukanye, kuko hategerejwe na hoteli zabitanga, nekereza akazi kuri benshi batandukanye.
Ibi byose biraza bigasanga politiki ndetse n'icyerekezo iki gihugu cyihaye hashize imyaka myinshi cyane. Wenda mpera kuri icyo wasorejeho, gushyira umugore ku isonga mu bikorwa byose, kumuha uburenganzira, kumuha amahirwe angana cyangwa se umwana w'umukobwa kumuha amahirwe angana na ya bagenzi be cyangwa mugenzi we w'igitsina gabo mu bikorwa byose. Uyu munsi ni ugushyiraho politiki itagira umuntu n'umwe iheza mu bintu byose, kandi yaba mu nzego za politiki, mu nzego zifata ibyemezo, yaba mu nteko, yaba mu nzego muri siporo nk'iyo turi kuvuga uyu munsi. Ni ikimenyimenyi na siporo ubwayo tuvuga uyu munsi, uyikuriye ni umudamu, ni umugore, minisitiri wa siporo. Ni ikimenyetso gikomeye cyane kwereka ko mu by'ukuri mu rwego rwa siporo abagore bari ku isonga, kandi bafite uruhare rukomeye cyane mu gufata ibyemezo. Si ukugenerwa gusa, hari ukuba beneficiaries ariko hakaba no kuba decision maker. Abafata ibyemezo harimo igitsina gore, nabivugaga mu kanya, minisiteri ya siporo iyobowe n'igitsina gore, ariko nanone muri ba bagenerwa bikorwa aribo beneficiaries, nabo abana b'abakobwa bagomba kumva ko ibi biri gukorwa mu nyungu zabo kimwe n'abana b'abahungu. Ahantu ino complex irimo kubakwa ni muri metero nkeya uvuye ku cyahoze cyitwa Petit Stade. Iriya Petit Stade tubwizanye ukuri yari imaze gukora igihe cyayo, yari yamaze kurenza igihe cyayo n'igihe twari tugezemo nk'igihugu, ariko nanone ukibuka ko tutirengagije nuko hari ahantu hari impano zahavukiye, hari impano zahazamukiye kuri Petit Stade, hari ibyishimo, niho glory ya basketball twaherukaga cyangwa se twabayemo. Ibyo twabayemo byose byabereye hariya kuri Petit Stade. Uyu munsi icyerekezo cyarahindutse, twaragutse mu mitekerereze ndetse no mu mikorere ndetse no mu rwego rw'ibikorwa remezo. So kuri ngewe kuba ino complex igiye kubera ahantu n'ubundi muri metero nkeya cyane, n'ahantu mu by'ukuri amateka ya basketball yacu bifitanye isano, biranyibutsaho gato nubwo ndi gukompara ibintu. Ni nka kuri ubona Emirates yubatswe muri metero nke n'ahahoze ari Highbury. Hari byinshi, hari icyo bisobanuye muri ya spirit, no muri cya cyerekezo abantu bari bafite. Ni ukuvuga ngo mu mitwe y'abantu ni muri ka gace n'ubundi za mpano zahoze zisigasirwa, zahoze zizamukira. Ni byiza cyane, ariko urabyumva ko ntabwo turi ku rwego rwa petit stade gusa yahoze ihari, ni ikibuga kirenze kimwe.
Yego.
Hari ikibuga cya tennis, hari hoteli, volizaza. Ni ukukwereka ko mu by'ukuri iruhande rw'igikorwa nubwo ari basketball iri kubyara ibi ngibi, ariko barabizi neza ko siporo, hari siporo zikurana cyangwa se zizamukira hamwe, kandi bigaha amahirwe abantu bose bakaba mu mwuka umwe wo kwitegura ndetse no kureba imbere hazaza, ndetse no kumva ngo hari n'ibindi bikorwa bishamikiyeho byo guteza imbere.
Aho ngaho byo guteza imbere impano zirahari koko Dani?
Yego,
zirahari, murabona kuko zifatika zavamo ibihangange nk'uko tubyifuza?
Yego, icyo navuga ni uko kera tukikina wumvaga ushaka kujya muri Amerika ngo niho habamo ibintu byose, ahubwo byose ubu bisigaye bihari.
Si mu Rwanda gusa, ni muri Afurika.
Muri Afurika wumva ko nk'ubu par exemple nka arena, par exemple nkange nicaramo muri arena avuga ngo non, c'était mon rêve yo kujya muri Amerika nkareba aya masitade imeze gutyo. So tugiye muri impano, dufite abakinnyi, dufite le terrain, dufite abatoza, ikisigaye ni twebwe nk'abatoza dufasha, kuko ibi donc terre irahari, ariko ni twebwe tugomba kwigisha abana tukabereka mufite byose, asigaye mwebwe mwisheme. Exemple Afro Women yabaye ejo bundi, ya place dufite c'est déjà beaucoup, kandi wabona ko moyenne d'âge yari hasi.
Umwanya wa 4 ni mwiza.
Ikindi muri Angola twagiyeyo umva ko quand même ari gikogo
muri Afrochan. Reka tujye n'ubundi hariya i Remera dukurikire uyu muhango wo gushyira ibuye fatizo ahazubakwa Zaria Court.
We may all be seated. Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are very delighted that you could all join us here today this morning. My name is Naringwa Fiona Mothoni, and I'm going to be the host for this special event. It is an honor to be part of a project like this, one that is moving our country forward and fulfilling the vision of His Excellency, President Paul Kagame. From dusty concrete and dimly lit baselines to thunderous arenas that are the heartbeat of booming cities, the court is where champions are made and where tomorrow's leaders learn how to dream big. Today is a very significant day, and we are very proud to introduce to the world Zaria Court, where Africa's sports, culture, and entertainment ecosystem come together. Launching from the heart of Rwanda and expanding across the continent, Zaria Court is a place where athletes, artists, and their fans, it's more than just a brand, it's an ethos. It is a call to action, and it is a celebration of Africa's capacity to dream, to create, and to prosper. Today's celebration, we have 3 main key components. The first one will be groundbreaking. We are going to break ground on a project that will transform the sports and cultural landscape of the region. Secondly, today we're going to be brand unveiling as well. We will introduce to the world the branding for this project and how this brings the model to the world. And thirdly, we will have a session on moving sports forward. We will look at how projects like this one and 2 other venues which are nearby, the BK Arena and the Amahoro National Stadium, help transform nations and share some examples of how each of us can move sports forward. Our first speaker for the day, we will begin by getting remarks from Andrew Feinstein, the project's co-sponsor. He is an expert in activating undervalued and overlooked real estate to develop vibrant communities. Andrew's investments and development methodology has allowed him to leverage untapped opportunities for iconic developments. In his role as the CEO for Exdo Group in Denver, Andrew oversees property investment, vertical development, and several hospitality entities. A highly connected developer and business leader with global reach. Andrew brings the expertise and network that is needed to transform communities. Help me with a warm round of applause as we welcome Andrew to the stage.
Thank you, Fiona. Greetings, Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, Republic of Rwanda, our incredible project team who's here today, distinguished guests. Tourism brought me to this country many years ago, and it was sports that brought me back. And that's what this project's all about, is tourism and sports all coming together. So in 2010, soon after I visited this beautiful country, an inspiring country for the first time, I went back to my home in Denver, and my beloved Denver Nuggets had hired Masai Ujiri. And at the time, Masai was the first ever African-born person to lead a Western sports franchise in the history of the world. And after I met Masai, when he got the job, we bonded over two things: basketball and Africa, our love of basketball and our love of Africa. And soon after that, Masai asked me to join him on these summer excursions for Giants of Africa, and which is, of course, celebrating its 20th anniversary here in Kigali this week. And while Masai and Giants of Africa have inspired countless youth across this entire continent to dream big, it is Masai's longtime advocacy for better sports infrastructure that may be an equal and even greater impact on the youth of Africa. Your Excellency, you not only believe in that same vision for sports in Africa, you've amplified it. The creation of the BK Arena, on the renovation of Amahoro Stadium, which is taking place right here, both incredible projects, transformational projects. And when Masai invited me to tour the completion of BK Arena and walk these grounds with yourself, and offered me this opportunity to participate in a small way in the future of this Kigali sports city, it's really been one of the greatest honors of my life. And as both His Excellency and Masai know very well, to win in this business, whether it's sports or real estate or development, you have to have a great team. To win, you have to have a great team. And we, I'm so proud to say, have an awesome team that got us to this moment today. From world-class architecture and design, thanks to Kume Adeyemi, a world-renowned architect, African-born architect, and our design and project team from FBW and MACE, our contractors, real contractors, local contractors based here in Rwanda, our operational and management expertise, Kyle and Mark from QA Venue Solutions, our hotel operators from Olive Hospitality, and our incredible project and strategy team, Levi, Chad, Robbie, Stephanie. You guys have always helped us every step of the way. We are most grateful. And I've got to give a special shout out to the Giants of Africa team. I feel like we rent the Giants of Africa team whenever we need them to put these events on, and we are so grateful to all of you and your incredible work with everything you do for us, from event production, videos, photography. You guys are amazing. And of course, I want to acknowledge our financial partners, Bank of Kigali, Helio Sports and Entertainment Group, and our local international and international shareholders, most of whom are here today. I'm proud to say that the majority of our team on this project is African-born, and all of our shareholders are investors who are focused on Africa. So I want to thank you, Your Excellency, for entrusting us with this land, with this opportunity. I want to thank you, Masai, my friend, my brother, and Ramatu, for believing in me and bringing me along on this journey with you and your family. And I, of course, want to thank my amazing wife, Sarah, our daughter, Grace, who's here, and I wish Xavier was here, but this is nap time. So unfortunately, he can't be here today. And he won't get to see this video. But the unyielding support that I get from my family and their love of this country just really inspires me as well. I love you guys so much. So with that, let's introduce the world to Zaria Court. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Andrew. If we could all turn our attention to the screens and watch a video of Zaria Courts.
Zaria Court sits at the intersection of two beliefs. We believe in the future of Africa, and we believe that the future is African. Here, in Africa's booming cities, We believe in the power of investing in the people and the places that are overlooked and undervalued. Where others see statistics, we see stories. Where others see trials, we see triumph. Where others see vacancy, we see value. We believe in the brilliance of the next generation, forged by the resilience of generations before them. We believe that the true value of Africa lies not in the minds of its lands, but in the minds of its people. We no longer need to import opportunities and export talent, because the economy of the future is right here, in the heart of African cities. Here, in the land of emerging economies and a growing hunger for unity, we believe in the power of creating sustainable design, impact-driven development built around sports, culture, and connection. That is why we're building Zaria Court. Zaria Court is an urban development brand with a focus on community, hospitality, sports, and culture. We are leveraging Africa's booming sports economy by creating ecosystems where people can convene and compete, play, and stay. Zaria Court is a place for athletes and artists and their fans, creating a dynamic, mixed-use hub of creative entrepreneurship that we are launching in the heart of Kigali and taking across the continent. We are architects of an African Renaissance, and we invite you to build with us. Welcome to Zaria Court.
Zaria Court will indeed be one of a kind, one that is not only just infrastructure, but really lifestyle. And our next speaker is a man of actions and great passion. In his role as vice chairman and president of NBA's Toronto Raptors, Masai Ujiri is the first ever African-born executive to lead a Western sport franchise. Masai's ability to convene diverse cultures and scout opportunities has not only made him an NBA champion, but a rising business leader and world-renowned humanitarian. Masai's passion for investing in the future of individuals and places throughout Africa has led to his creation of Giants of Africa, a non-profit that empowers youth across Africa through basketball that is celebrating the 20th anniversary this week. Through his work with NBA, Giants of Africa, and as a board member of NBA Africa, Masai's relationships with prominent thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and political leaders enables him to transform communities and establish strong teams with a clear vision. Zaria Court is a physical expression of the internal values that have guided Masai throughout his career. Build for the future, invest in the often overlooked, work hard, and give back. Please help me welcome to the stage Masai Ujiri.
Thank you, Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, ministers. As we say in Africa, all protocol observed. This is remarkable. I hate that this whole week, is full of emotions, full of, it comes out that, we're believing in ourselves and believing in Africa even more. And I want to say a big thank you to all our partners. I want to say thank you to Andrew. You've been incredible in driving this force here. Our partners, investors have been supportive, and to my family, to come here, travel, do all these things is tough, but we keep grinding and we get the beautiful support that we need from our family. Kyle, Kunle, you guys are warriors, Levi, everybody that
is part of this. To RDB, the Bank of Kigali, everybody that has been mentioned today, I want to commend you, Your Excellency, for how people do business here. It is first class. It's always help. It's always how do we solve the problem, which is how things are supposed to be done in this world, and we truly appreciate this. Yesterday, if you take it in layers, yesterday we built a basketball court at Shalom Center and Agahozo Shalom, and that's community work, right? That's giving back to the community and giving people hope. And then last night we were at the opening of the Giants of Africa Festival, and you saw all these youth, and that's development, right? You want to develop this youth, their thinking, how they grow, and what they see, and that's another stage. Then we come to this stage in Africa, which is the economic value of what we're trying to do. Yeah, we have to stop seeing sports as recreation on the continent. We have to see it as competition, and we have to see it as a business. Yeah, so when His Excellency had this vision of the arena, you think about it, think about 5 years ago, and having that vision to build this arena, and what comes in the ecosystem, and then renovating that incredible stadium, and then what's around it. So when I think of Scotiabank, when I think of LA Live, when we think of all these places where we play professional sports, it's a money driver, it's revenue generating. Yeah, money is breeding every day. Yeah, how are we feeding all these people? How are we building our economy through sport? And I'll talk about through sport a little bit because here is a leader that has given us an opportunity with something where, to be honest, we've been put aside. We're always put aside in sports, right? They bring people that don't know how to manage sports, don't have any intel vision, don't want to study. A lot of these people on the continent don't even see it. You think about this, just think about this now. Accra, Nairobi, and I hate to call it out like this, but I have to. Accra, Nairobi, Abidjan, even Johannesburg, Lagos, Abidjan, no arena, none. Yeah, think about it. It would be like saying that there's no arena in Miami, Toronto, Chicago, New York, name it. Yeah. So this is visionary. This is going to be a template of what we want to show on the continent. Yeah, with what my friend Amadou Gallo Fall is doing as president of the Bar League, which started here, the opportunity has been given here by this arena, by this vision of this president here. And it's what we're talking about. We need this. Yeah, we need this on our continent because it's going to make us grow. So I'll give you this little example. So pardon me, please. So our Scotiabank Arena naming rights changed from Air Canada Centre to Scotiabank Arena, and we signed this huge deal. How many millions? This is money you're generating. You call our arena now, and you want to book a concert, or you want to book anything, and they tell you maybe you can come in 2026 or 27. They give you dates then. Yeah, this is how much business is driving conferences, sports events, hockey events, concerts, everything that generates money, food and beverage going on. It's incredible. Yeah, suites, hospitality, all those things. We don't have them in Africa. And we have the people and the talent. Yeah, and I say Africa's biggest jewel is our talent. Yeah, if we have the talent, then why can't we have, we have the education, why can't we have the smarts, the vision to think about this? And why do we keep getting neglected in sports? Yeah, because think about NCAA basketball. Yeah, universities, they all have arenas. Think about how much they're generating with those games, fans, people that come and support. Yeah, think about the Premiership. And while we're thinking about all of this, all these leagues are being served now by Africans. And when I say served, you go to every Premiership team, you go to every NCAA team, and by the way, you go to every American football team. American football, it's not played here on the continent here. You go look behind the jerseys, it's Africans. It's African names. Yeah, so what are we doing here? Yeah, what are we doing here? And why can't we build it here? So we talk about it, but we want to do it. And what this man is doing here is doing it. Yeah, it's not talking, it's doing it. Yeah, we want to give opportunity to those youth we all saw yesterday. And that's why we've had this thought of Zaria Court and how this is going to become a huge ecosystem here. And we're going to build revenue, we're going to serve this nation, we're going to build sports as we go, we're going to encourage all other businesses, we're going to innovate, we're going to have incubations, all those things for us. Think about a Nike pop-up store here. Why can't we have that? Yeah, think about an NBA pop-up store here. Yeah, why can't we have that? Think about a Louis Vuitton pop-up store here. Yeah, why can't we have that? Why can't, when we finish those games here, we come to restaurants here, we come to sports bars here, we hang out, we make money, and we build the economy, and we grow, and we encourage. That's what we want to do here in Africa, because we believe in ourselves, we believe in all these smart people, and we believe in the vision of our incredible leader and leaders. Yeah, this is what we're talking about here. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome His Excellency, President Kagame. I want to say thank you for giving not only Giants of Africa, but me, Andrew, my family, everybody this opportunity. Andrew's family, the Bar League that comes over here. Yeah, you've built us in a way that we are absolutely, absolutely proud of. And we can move, talk confidence like anything. You have no idea. So without further ado, I'd like you to stand up and welcome His Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Masai, Andrew, our friend Amadou, and the many guests here, including Masai's family and other families around. First of all, I want to welcome you here and to let you know you are our family as well, a family of Rwanda, so you are most welcome anytime. You know, Masai and the words he has just spoken, above all, he is a doer, he does things, and testament to that is what we are experiencing here. Between him and I, there is only one regret that goes around, but that is at his expense. He has failed to convert me to support Holly, the team he leads, Toronto Raptors. But it's not because he didn't try, or it's just because the time he brought the conversation up, I was already absorbed in supporting another team somewhere. So, but I said, okay, if it is to have two, I add the Toronto Raptors, but first will always be my Golden State Warriors. So, sorry to bring that up, but, but that's the way it is. But otherwise, we're really grateful that we have been able to work together, and many things have happened, including now this one that is coming up, Zaria Court, and the whole ecosystem built around it, as you said. And it doesn't stop here. It spreads across Rwanda, the region, and our continent. Masai has told many stories about a meeting we had in Toronto when he invited me to go and watch the All-Star game, and how that resulted into building the arena. And you know, from that time, Masai, when the arena here was opened, many African leaders, many of whom have visited here and actually visited the arena itself, and they have left saying they are going to build even bigger arenas than our own. And I encourage them to do that. I tell them, after all, you have more and more reasons to do that. Please go ahead and do it. So it starts with one thing, then it keeps spreading. Well, of course, they promised. I'm still following them and nudging them and say, what happened? You promised you are going to build a big arena in your country, and so we want to see it coming up. But I'm just talking about the beginning of the story, a very good story, and how, in a way, it might have been slow in different places on different aspects, but I think it's been growing and to grow, and I think there is a lot more to come than we have already seen. And so we just promise as a country we will do our best. Our best may not be good enough, but we'll keep trying. But having you as friends and as partners, I think it will grow, and we will be at the point where we want to be in terms of growing. First, identifying, there is a lot to do in terms of identifying talent around and growing that. And the potential is enormous. It is actually limitless. There is a lot that can be nurtured and grown here in our continent. And that connects with many other things, other sectors. And you know, it's not a secret how in Africa, sports is a big thing. The poor, the rich, everyone is just connecting with that every day, every moment. And that helps the spirit to grow even in other areas of development. Therefore, it will grow the infrastructure, it will grow the economies, it contributes to tourism, does many things. So this is not just as we see it. It's much, much bigger than what is seen by the eyes. And I wanted to thank you, Masai, Andrew, and everyone who has been supporting you as part of your teams. So again, I wanted to emphasize that here, you should all feel at home. You're most welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your remarks. I now invite back to the stage Masai Ujiri to take us through the next session.
Thank you. So throughout this whole process, we've had incredible people that have helped us and incredible minds. And we're just going to take a few minutes here to hear, how some of these people think. First person I'll go to is Kunle Adeyemi, who, when we talk about moving sports forward, we talk about infrastructure in sports, Your Excellency, and how it builds, and just a little bit on how he was thinking when he designed what the flow of this place would be. So, Kunle?
Your Excellency. Is it working? Your Excellency, honorable ministers, partners, Masai, my brother, Tumina, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great, great honor to be here. I'm extremely happy. My name is Kunle Adeyemi. I'm a founder of NLE, and with my partner, Baron Stryland, and I am Nigerian. My wife is Cape Verdean, and following on from yesterday's African spirit, I can automatically also say I'm Rwandese. Thank you so much for creating this opportunity for us to be here. The key thing that I think is important here is that we, as an architect, I often have the responsibility of sort of shaping realities and bringing dreams into reality. And, architecture, what we do, moving sports forward, what I do as an architect is to move sports forward through architecture, an architecture that promotes diversity and coexistence between humanity and the environment. A project of this nature is one that has really inspired us based on the vision that you have established for the sports city. And Masai, the opportunity to work with you and to work with the team, the amazing team here, has been incredibly great. In the future, we see this place as an amazing, amazing location, as a gateway to the sports city. We see this as a hub for bringing people. We're going to bring down the walls. We're going to make it open. We're going to restore the green area. We're going to make it, we're going to activate it with people, with culture, with activities. We want it to be a park, a forest. We want it to be the symbol of sustainability, development, and really, really pushing the agenda that sports is not, like Masai said, it's both an important part of our humanity, but also a business. It's something that stimulates economy and also something that is very important for the environment. Sports is, interestingly enough, the key human activity that bridges this relationship between humanity and the environment. What other thing actually brings people out more than sports? So we're using this as a catalyst, in fact, to ensure that the entire ecosystem of the sports city is activated. It's going to be a place for young people, for old people. It's going to be a place for children, for families. It's going to be a place for day, for night. It's going to be the first place you want to be when you're going to have an event and hang out and have a drink, and it's probably going to be the last place you have your last round after the games, hopefully. We want to thank you, and this, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, this is the act of groundbreaking is really a symbolic one, because indeed we are breaking ground, impacting again humans on the environment. And I pray that this day and this impact will be one that completely transforms sports and moves sports forward for Africa and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colin. So we think about something that's really booming. There's a couple of things that really bring people together and are kind of peacemakers, not just in Africa and the world. Sports and music, right? And we think of, yesterday we had Diamond and he had everybody going crazy. And Diamond says to me, I want to meet President Kagame. He meets President Kagame, and one of the first things he talks about is the arena, right? Excellency, he talks about the impact it's made on him and how he dreams that this comes to his country. But think about Davido, Burna Boy, Diamond, Wizkid, all these guys coming up, Tiwa, all these people, how Afrobeats has taken over everywhere. They go and they are selling out Madison Square Garden, they are selling out all these places. Why can't we have places for them to sell out? Instead, we put up tents like this, and we have Afro festivals and all, and after it's done, we tear them down. There's no revenue making, there's no data keeping, yes, there's no event management as such. There's no managing of the facility. It's done. It's just like this tent, it will be taken down. And we have to think bigger than this. So thinking bigger than this, one of the visionaries we've had too, and one of the fights to come here, you've seen it, the BAL, Basketball Africa League, headed by Amadou Gallo Fall, and what they've done. They have partnership with Rwanda, and we've come here, I think right now, third year, and have signed a deal for even more in the future. That symbolizes what we want to do on the continent. So I'll let you hear from Amadou Gallo Fall.
This is incredible, and it is always great to be back in Kigali, because this is where, in so many ways, a lot of things have started. Masai mentioned conversations we've had with His Excellency, and then one thing that stuck with me is when he said that Africa must become a player. We have to become a player on the global stage. And what I took away from that is we have to think about ways to create value here before we export. In sports in general, certainly in basketball, young people always felt like they had to go somewhere else in order to become players. Festus Ezeli here is a 2013 NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors, and he can tell you his story. He had to go out. Bismarck Biombo talked about starting in Yemen before he went to Spain, then get drafted in the NBA. That was the story. The partnership with Masai goes way before NBA Africa and everything. We share the passion and vision that things like this could happen and should happen. And I'm so incredibly proud of everything he's doing to really continue to shine a spotlight on Africa and the opportunity we have to build something big, something special. When we launched the Basketball Africa League in 2021 in the middle of the pandemic. By the way, Rwanda was the only place we could have done that in terms of a complete bubble. And God knows we've searched, right? We've researched and where could we do this? You think about other countries where, you know, maybe we saw general perception is that maybe they have what it takes, but this was the place because there was commitment, a focused leadership, and an interest in really bringing Africa together on the global stage. So we came here, and today the Basketball Africa League, when I talk with confidence that we're going to build it into one of the best professional sports league in the world, is because of support we know we can count on from people like His Excellency. Yes, we started with a 3-year partnership. We signed for 5 years because this place is unique. It allows us to showcase the incredible talent we have. Seeing this Zaria court and what Kunle explained, what you talked about earlier, how sports can drive an industry. We talk about the Basketball Africa League becoming an economic growth engine for all the reasons Andrew and Masai talked about. You have talent, you create the product on the court, but everything that goes around it. Where Africa has a competitive advantage when it comes to entertainment, you see how Afrobeat have taken the world, what we saw yesterday in this incredible arena, and you're going to continue to see throughout the course of the week. This is why we chose Rwanda. This is going to be a hub for sports and entertainment. We're going to create a product that the whole world is going to consume. People are going to continue to travel here from all around the world. We see it. We see it every each of the past season of the Basketball Africa League. People are traveling from all over the world to come here, and it's only going to continue to get better. We are going to get our fair share on the global sports and entertainment market, which contribute over 2% in global GDPs. In Africa, we are nowhere yet on the radar, but we're changing that. We're going to change that, and things like this are going to continue to happen. We will create talent off and on and off the court that is going to drive this industry, create jobs, have young people from all around the world from African descent wanting to come back. A brief example of the 3 years we've been here, we're seeing the impact. Your investment and your vision, I'm telling you, Rwanda women's team that I watched here in the AfroBasket last weekend, being on the top 4 in Africa, that's a big deal. And your men's team in the AfroChan in Angola, finishing with a bronze medal, that's a big deal. This is basketball. 2 days ago, I went to Lycée de Kigali to watch a local game. Patriot and APR, incredible. I'm talking about like high octane, fast paced, shot making, great skill on the court. And guess what? A lot of the import players who were playing for other teams in the BAL, they are here. Atul Majok, Michael Dixon, who was the MVP 2 years ago when US Monarchs still played, they were playing here. On that court, there were 4 incredibly talented players that are coming to play in Rwanda because you created the enabling environment. So congratulations again, and my brother, we're here. So let's keep building. Thank you.
Yeah, and sometimes with these things we need sometimes a little bit of money and and Helios Sports and Entertainment has really been a key figure organization led by Tope Lowani and Baba and Apsara. And Apsara is here. She's vice president of Helios Sports and Entertainment. They are big investors in this in this space and see the overall value of this and where it's going. So I'll have Apsara speak to you guys a little bit about this.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Masai, for bringing us all together. Your Excellency, it's an honor to be here. I think a lot of good things have already been said today. The three things I'd like to reinforce that we have already said is sports, and by extension, entertainment, is a business and should be treated as such and funded as such with significant commercial capital. It's about the entire ecosystem end to end, and the future is African. As you introduced me, so my name is Apsara Gzao. I represent the Helios Sports and Entertainment Group. I'm Ethiopian, a very proud African, and by extension, as I was telling Claire yesterday, I claim Rwanda. We are quite large investors in the overall ecosystem of sports and entertainment, as you know, Masai. And the way we approach it is really from 4 main verticals to make it all work. So we think that sports IP and properties, local properties, are extremely important. So the NBA Africa is an example, but really underneath it or really next to it, the local property of the BAL that is ours and local and in our own content that can thrive here but grow in the rest of the world is an incredibly important part of the mix. And we're quite encouraged by the healthy pipeline of other sports properties on a global basis that we see wanting to come to Africa because of the leadership of Amadou and the team at BAL and NBA, seeing that it is possible, right? As you say, all of the sports properties all across the world, whether it's cycling, whether it's American football, whether it's soccer, they already source here. Most of their talent already comes from here. So they're forced one way or another to look at this continent. And the unique thing about Africa, unlike anywhere else in the world, is that it's young and it will continue to be young for decades to come, while the rest of the world is aging, right? And that is our competitive advantage, right? That's where the money is. So besides sports, we think that other content properties, whether it's in music or art or other kind of relevant creative IP properties are increasingly important, and that's the thing that we invest in. And to support all of that, we need what we call ecosystem enablers, right? The arenas, the stadiums, but also things like Zaria Court, right? That without the arena, the BAL wouldn't exist. And really, without a Zaria Court, the arena wouldn't have as much utilization. So it's all a very positive, self-reinforcing mechanism that we're building here. And then finally, talent, right? A lot of our talent makes it out of this continent despite all of the challenges, which shouldn't be the case, right? We want them to succeed here, but also on a global scale because of all of the infrastructure and the support that they get around it. So we think it's really important to be investing in the just the representation and the development of that talent as well. So 4 key core verticals. And we are incredibly committed to funding this ecosystem across the continent. We're very proud partners of Masai and Zaria Court. We think this is an incredible template to bring to the rest of the world. Thank you very much for Rwanda for really setting the scene and leading the way, because that is really what will allow us to deploy hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, into this continent on our beautiful, in all of our beautiful countries. Thank you.
And then lastly, it's often overlooked, like I think is, I go to a lot of these countries and everybody wants to build all these huge buildings and stadiums, and you don't have the right people to manage them. Yeah, we don't manage them enough, and they'll put one person there and you go and they sweep it. Yeah, and sometimes we build all these buildings. You see, a couple countries have hosted, they think hosting, and so they host a Junior World Cup and they'll build like 4 stadiums, and then when you leave, you have no value of those stadiums. And part of running this ecosystem, this arenas and these stadiums and these places have to continue like working, right? Like that's what keeps them going, not keeping them brand new and keeping people out of them. You have to keep that use all the time. So I want to commend Mark for your work with QA Solutions. It's unbelievable. Levi for all the work you've done, putting a lot of this stuff together, working with us, and it's been unbelievable. And then I'll we'll hear from Kyle, who CEO of QA Solutions and manages the BK Arena and a couple other properties around the continent here and here in Rwanda, and how, like we're grinding. He sent me this thing of, all the things that come through BK Arena now, and you have to think about it, like whether it's Chogam, I saw pictures of Chogam in there, or whether it's a company like, I think, was it Bank of Kigali that had some innovative BAL having their, this becomes a huge ecosystem, like where we have to get the value of this thing moving. So Kyle, just speak a little bit about that to the people.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, Masai. Your Excellency, I'd like to personally thank you for the opportunity, for allowing us to move sports forward. I live in Rwanda, so to everyone who is claiming, I think I won up. I live here. My beautiful wife is with me. We've got 3 little kids. My son was actually born in Rwanda, so he is 100% Rwandan. But yeah, I'm Carl Schofield. I co-founded QA Venue Solutions with my partner, Mark Ransom, out of South Africa. We really, brought together the business on the basis of activating these spaces that have been developed. In Rwanda, we currently manage the BK Arena. We're consulting on the development of the Amahoro Stadium. We manage Nyandungo Eco Park, and we will be managing this beautiful project of Zaria Court. And for us, it's really bringing together people. This is what these spaces do. They bring nations together. It allows people to connect deeply with each other. And that's all done through sports and culture. And so when we look at the BK Arena and we talk about the ecosystem, over the past 2 years, and really thanks to the efforts of the government, we have hosted over 170 events over the past 2 years in that arena. We have done naming right deals with the arena that are unheard of across the continent. And this is all a testament to what is possible. And so for us, when we look at this space, when we look at it through our lens of strategic management, of commercialization of spaces, you really got to take it from day one. You cannot walk into a building, once it's built, you've got to think through the design and how that all comes together to effectively manage it, to effectively commercialize the space, and really bring the elements together. We speak of food and beverage, we speak of naming rights, the different events, the ticketing. All of these are components that you have to manage carefully to really exercise the asset. And so when we look at Zaria Court, there's multitude of avenues that we can maximize through the hotel. We're currently sitting in the space where the retail park will be. The more we bring the tourists into the country, they'll engage with local products. We've got the sports bar. That's a perfect location for friends and family to get together before a big Premier League game, before a big game at the soccer stadium or the arena. We've got the basketball court where guests will be able to enjoy local league games, concerts. It's really a space that brings people together. Five-a-side soccer. And at the end of it, what we are ultimately doing here is developing a template that is going to be taken across the continent to activate the sports and entertainment economy that we speak of. Thank you.
Thank you. We have some really good companies here, and I'm telling you, the five-a-side league that we're going to build here, I know a lot of us watch Chelsea, watch all that, and then now we think we're football players, and we like to play football, but we cannot play in the big field, right? Yeah, so we'll choose 4 or 5 of our friends, and we come and play five-a-side, right? So your companies are going to be paying small money. You book and register into this league, and you come and play five-a-side, and you enjoy yourself. And after that, you come and drink some beer here and spend more money, okay? And then you eat, have a nice dinner, and then you go home. And then in the weekend, you bring your kids to the playground, yeah, and we can come and enjoy basketball games. That five-a-side is going to become something big. Yeah, we know it. And we're really, really We're really excited about this project, and we really thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, for coming out today. Thank you, everybody. Ange Kagame, I want to recognize you. You always support us. You always support me, my family. I know you don't want to be recognized, but I'm going to recognize you. And I thank you, for your brilliant work and brilliant mind. Yes, thank you, Claire. You guys, women doing big things, moving, yes, moving, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Masai. We all can't wait to see what Zaria Court will become. And thank you to everyone who've really shared with us how they are moving sports forward, carrying on the vision of visionary leaders like His Excellency President Paul Kagame and Masai Ujiri. We are now going to transition to one of the three main reasons why we're here today. We're going to all bear witness to the groundbreaking ceremony, and we're going to really witness the beginning of Zaria Court. Let me just take you through what we're going to happen before we all walk out to the staging area. We'll have a photo session right after the groundbreaking ceremony, and everyone who has a gold wristband will begin the walk back to BK Arena. Also, for everyone, feel free to pass by the tent right on your right side to also collect a t-shirt. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we are all really waiting for, we are all going to walk outside here to the staging area, bring some energy, bring some excitement as we celebrate the birth of Zaria Court, what it means for Rwanda and what it means for Africa as a whole. Also, please, as we walk, remember, bring the energy and also let the resounding cheer be heard. Yeah, don't be scared to hold it back. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could all kindly just walk to the staging area, protocol will assist.
Nibyo ni igikorwa dutegereje twese kuza kureba ko baza kuba basoza bashyizeho n'ubundi nkuko mwabibonaga murabibona ko n'ubundi umukuru w'igihugu cy'u Rwanda nyakubahwa Perezida Paul Kagame ageze ahagomba gushyirwa ibuye ry'ifatizo. Reka dukurikire uyu muhango twe turaza kugaruka nyuma yaho, ariko Edi navuga ko iyi ni vision y'igihugu, iyi ni vision ubona ko iganisha aheza hamwe dukunda kuvuga ko hazaba igicumbi cy'imikino muri Afrika n'ahandi aho tuba tuvuga ni mu Rwagasabo mu Rwanda.
Birumvikana umukuru w'igihugu uherekejwe na Masai Ujiri, birumvikana ku ruhande rumwe hari vision, ku rundi ruhande hakaba n'abandi bantu bari muri domaine ya basketball Masai, hakaba n'abandi bantu bazagira uruhare mu kubaka ino nyubako ikubiyemo ibintu bitandukanye, harimo ibibuga bya basketball, za tenisi, hari hoteli, hari ibintu by'imikino. Birumvikana rero ko ni igikorwa gitangiriza cyangwa se gitangiza ibindi bikorwa byagutse binini bigiye kubera hano hantu. Mu by'ukuri mu kanya ubwo umukuru w'igihugu yavugaga na Masai Ujiri, urabona ko bari kugerageza mu magambo kuganira ku mushinga. Umukuru w'igihugu urabona ko agiye gutambagiramo no kureba mu by'ukuri bimwe mu bice tuvuye ku byitwa igishushanyo mbonera. Urabona ko ahangaha umukuru w'igihugu bari kugerageza kuganira nawe, ababaza nawe kureba se uru ruhande nirwo ruzajyaho iki. Bantu bakava ku mpapuro bakava kuri computer, bari kumuha ishusho rusange y'uburyo ki nk'abantu bazakurikirana umushinga, nk'abantu bazawureba umunsi ku wundi, ukuntu buri gace kazajya kabaho ibintu. Birumvikana mu kanya mu magambo ya Masai Ujiri harimo yabivuze neza, igice kimwe kizaba gihariwe imikino y'abantu bakuru, ikindi gice kirimo imikino y'abana. Birumvikana ni ikintu kidashobora gukorwa hatariho ubufatanye bw'inzego zitandukanye. Aba ni bamwe mu bagabo nyuma y'ijambo ry'umukuru w'igihugu nabo bagize icyo batanga. Hari project manager cyangwa se uzakurikirana umushinga Mr. Andrew, birumvikana nk'umuntu uri muri domaine y'ubwubatsi, nk'umuntu uzakurikirana umushinga arasobanura. Hari Nuria Adenkule. Reka wenda Sam Kalisi uri kuri ground nawe atubwire ibye.
Nkuko twakomeje kubivuga ni hafi ya BK Arena ndetse na Stade Amahoro, izaba igizwe n'ibikorwa bitandukanye birimo ibibuga bya basketball ndetse n'indi mikino itandukanye, ariko n'ibindi bikorwa bitandukanye biteza imbere urubyiruko ndetse n'abagore muri rusange. Ni nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika y'u Rwanda ndetse na Masai Ujiri, umuyobozi wa Toronto Raptors, akaba ari nawe watangije Giants of Africa, irimo gukora festival cyangwa se icyumweru cyo gutoza abakiri bato cyangwa se abafite impano muri basketball ku mugabane wa Afrika. Bagera kuri 250 baturutse mu bihugu 16 Giants of Africa yagiye isura, ndetse bagahitamo bamwe muri aba bafite izi impano muri rusange. Nkuko rero byatangarijwe hano muri uyu muhango, ibikorwa remezo nk'ibi ngibi nibyo byaburaga ku mugabane wa Afrika, ndetse kuba bishyizwe hano mu Rwanda no kugira ngo u Rwanda cyangwa se umujyi wa Kigali muri rusange habe nk'ifatizo cyangwa se habe nk'icyitegererezo ku bindi bihugu bya Afrika, ku buryo iterambere ry'umukino wa basketball rigomba kugenda, ariko cyane cyane rihereye mu bikorwa remezo bitandukanye. Nubwo rero uko umuhango wagenze, tubashimire mwese mwabanye natwe, mukomeze gukurikirana gahunda za televiziyo y'u Rwanda.
Sam Kalisa, reka tumushimire, dushimire ndetse na team technique yose iri hariya, ndetse Edi navo twari tukivuga ko bari kwereka umukuru w'igihugu cy'u Rwanda uburyo umushinga uzaba umeze, ariko ni igikorwa ntekereza ko kije ari igikorwa gishobora noneho kugira impinduka mu bijyanye noneho na za mpano twavugaga, kuko wakoze ubivugarukaho ko ntabwo impano zitegurirwa muri aho n'ahantu hakorerwa competition bagomba kuba bafite aho bidagadurira umunsi ku munsi ari nayo mpamvu twagiye tubona hubakwa ibibuga bitandukanye nagiye numva mu makuru nagiye nkurura ko hari ibibuga bizubakwa mu ntara zitandukanye i Rusizi i Muhanga ukaza i Rwamagana ntabwo ari muri Kigali gusa abantu bumve ko atari muri Kigali gusa ni mu gihugu hose
birumvikana Kigali ni indorerwamo y'igihugu n'iterambere ry'igihugu cyacu niho ibitekerezo bigari nk'ibi ngibi bihera birumvikana nk'umurwa mukuru icyo ni ikintu gisanzwe gihari ariko ntabwo Kigali ari u Rwanda byumvikana u Rwanda rugizwe n'uturere 30 rugizwe n'intara enye ukongeraho n'umujyi wa Kigali birumvikana ibyiza biri Kigali bigomba gusakara bikagera no ku bandi kandi n'izi mpano tuvuga uyu munsi zigaragara i Kigali z'abanyarwanda zikinira i Kigali ntabwo ari impano zose zihera hano hari abasore b'i Rubavu b'abakinnyi beza cyane ariko uyu munsi ugiye kureba nk'i Rubavu ahantu bakinira mu by'ukuri icyitwa igikorwa remezo haracyari ikibazo cy'ibikorwa remezo ahantu ziriya mpano zikomeye cyane abakinnyi benshi cyane mu mateka kino gihugu muri basketball urebye Rubavu bagiye baturukayo birumvikana ko ibikorwa remezo nk'ibi ngibi nk'uko babitangaje ko bizagenda bisakara ahantu nk'aho ngaho tuzabibona za Rusizi ahantu nko muri Huye mu majyepfo y'igihugu cyacu birumvikana gusa ugarutse kuri iki gikorwa Zaria urabibona ko ni igikorwa kirenze kuba ari igikorwa remezo cya basketball birumvikana Masai Ujiri ndetse n'umukuru w'igihugu bavuze bati nta mpamvu yuko abantu bakomeza kurebera siporo mu ndorerwamo yo kwishimisha iyi ni business siporo igomba kurebwa nk'uko izindi nzego zirebwa nk'uko tourism irebwa nk'uko izindi nzego zirebwa cyane cyane ko siporo igomba gutanga umusanzu ku iterambere ry'ibihugu ni ukuvuga ngo it's all about business ntabwo ibintu bya siporo loisir bigomba kurangira si ukwishimisha kuko hari n'ikindi kintu Masai yavuze hariya hazaba harimo ikibuga abantu bazajya bakiniramo mini foot amakipe y'abantu batanu
ntabwo isanzwe mu Rwanda
ariko mukishyura amafaranga kugira ngo mukine
nyine ntabwo isanzwe
mwarangiza mukajya ku ruhande mukaruhuka mugakonsoma weekend mukazana abana banyu kuri playground yabivuze neza mu by'ukuri si igikorwa remezo bagiye gutereka hariya ngo abantu bishimishe gusa ariko kigomba kugeneratinga amafaranga kubyara inyungu z'amafaranga amafaranga ateza imbere igihugu ari naho avuga ati ibikorwa nk'ibi ngibi n'umukuru w'igihugu yabigarutseho turashaka kubibona no mu bindi bihugu cyane ko ibyo bihugu bifite amikoro arenza y'u Rwanda
avuze ibihugu nka Senegal na Nigeria
Masai we nta nubwo yaciye ku ruhande yavuze ibihugu nka Ghana Senegal ifite arena yavuze Ghana yavuze Nigeria Lagos umujyi wa Lagos
ariko urumva Lagos nubwo na Senegal nubwo ziri ariko barashaka kwagura
kwagura Senegal arena irahari wavuze ati ni gute igihugu nako umujyi nka Lagos umwe mu mijyi ikomeye ku mugabane wa Afurika idafite arena ni gute umujyi nka Accra ahantu ibihugu bifite impano badafite arena samikoro yabuze ariko biragaruka kuri cya kintu twavuze hano political will ubushake bwa politike nibwo burema ibi ngibi yatangaga urugero si kugira ngo batere frustration ku bandi cyangwa se gutera ipfunwe abandi ahubwo no kugira ngo bagaragaze ko bishoboka mu gihe cyose abantu babihaye agaciro mu gihe cyose inzego za politike zaherekeje ibitekerezo nk'ibi ngibi bakabaha amikoro mu by'ukuri urabona ko iki ni ikintu kizazamo amikoro y'abafatanyabikorwa batandukanye hari ukugira igitekerezo hari ukugishyira mu bikorwa biba bikeneye amaboko y'abantu batandukanye ni ukuvuga ngo mu kanya hari indi nzobere mu bintu by'ubwubatsi watanze n'urugero yagize uruhare mu byo bamaze kubaka mu Rwanda kugeza ubu ngubu urabona ko abantu bari muri ibi bintu si abantu bari kwishakisha ni abantu bafite experience ubushobozi uburambe
ariko Edi nekereza ko wenda nka Daniwe hari icyo mwe musabwa noneho nk'abatoza cyane cyane kuri izi mpano z'abakiri batoya n'izi mbaraga mugiye gushyiramo ku ruhande wenda rwanyu ukurikije n'ibyari bihari n'ibyo mwebwe mwakoraga wenda mukurikije birimo birakorwa muri kukuzana ibibuga byinshi, politike y'igihugu nk'uko Edi yabigarutseho, ubushake bwa politike buragaragaza ko bushyigikiye ibikorwa mukora. Nkamwe noneho n'iki mugiye gukora kugira ngo mu minsi iri imbere tubone birushaho kuba byiza ndetse no mu musaruro?
Murakoze. Icyo navuga nshimira kandi ni umukuru w'igihugu n'abayobozi ba ministre ba president wa federation, kuko kubona iriya arena yatumye tugira icyizere. President wacu yaduhaye icyizere ko bishoboka. So nkatwe abatoza icyo tukora ni gukurikiza, kugenda ku murongo wa president wa Republika, tukurikira dufasha abana kuzamura impano, kuko rimwe na rimwe tukora amaformation hanze, biradufasha kandi bitanga icyizere ko basket ya turi gutera imbere kandi izagera kure bishoboka.
Yego, hari abafite amatsiko wenda yo kumenya ubushake bw'uyu mugabo Masai Ujiri buva he, ndetse no kuba yari yiyemeje kugaruka muri ishusho ya Giant of Africa, noneho muri imyaka 20 ikaba ari iserukiramuco rikomeye rizasozwa tariki 19, ryatangijwe ku munsi w'ejo tariki 13, bazasoza tariki 19. Hazaba hari ibikorwa byinshi bitandukanye, ariko muri make reka dukurikire ubuzima wenda buke ku byo twamenya kuri Masai Ujiri, ndetse tunumve wenda na bimwe bishobora kuzaranga iri serukiramuco rizabera hano mu Rwanda muri iki gihe cy'icyumweru cyose.
The Toronto Raptors, and I look at Kawhi, and I looked at Coach Nurse, and everybody working together, okay, for one goal, to win. And that's how we should work in our countries. One goal to win. And you guys have to do that. You guys have to make the country better. Everybody understand?
Giants of Africa Festival ni urubuga rwiza ku rubyiruko mu Rwanda ruri hagati y'imyaka 20 na 30, ruza kuba ruhabwa amahugurwa ajyanye no kwiteza imbere hashingiwe ku byo buri wese ashaka kwerekezamo. Abasore n'inkumi kandi bazahurira mu irushanwa rizasiga hamenyekanye uwegukanye Giants of Africa Festival 2023. Giant of Africa igamije guteza imbere urubyiruko binyuze mu mukino wa basketball. Ni umuryango watangijwe na Masai Ujiri usanzwe ari umuyobozi wa Toronto Raptors yo muri NBA, ariko benshi bibaza uyu mugabo Masai Ujiri ukora ibi bikorwa uwo ari we nuko abikora, ese ubundi ubushobozi bwo abukura he, amateka ye nayahe ajyanye n'iki gikorwa cya Giant of Africa. Masai Ujiri yavutse mu mwaka w'1970, ni umunyakanada ukomoka ku babyeyi bo mu gihugu cya Nigeria. Ni perezida w'ikipe ya Toronto Raptors, yahesheje igikombe cya shampiyona ya NBA mu mwaka wa 2019, ari nicyo cya mbere yegukanye mu mateka yayo nyuma yo gutsinda Golden State Warriors yari ifite igikombe cya 2018. Masai Ujiri yatangiye gukina basketball kuva mu bwana bwe, kuko yari afite imyaka 13 icyo gihe. Ageze mu mashuri yisumbuye, ababyeyi be bamufashije gukabya inzozi ze zo kuzakina umukino mu ikipe y'ikigo no kwinjira mu makipe akomeye muri shampiyona yo ku mugabane